I guess right now I'm going to talk on the two subjects, like judgment and sex, and two topics I feel strongly about. I always tell people sometimes a bump on the head is often the best reminder to duck your head. And I feel like with the way I've been living my life, it's just not working. And I feel like I'm being bumped in the head a lot, like something's trying to tell me I gotta change. And I guess the society puts a big judgmental thing on sexual habits, but not in the right way. Like, sure, there are those positive influences out there that tell you not to do it, but more influences are the ones that we listen to, are the ones we don't want to listen to. Like, for example, at school, I sat with this group of girls at our lunch table, and over the summer they had all like made some bet to lose their virginity or something, and they all did, but one or two. But anyway, they made fun of one in particular, and I felt really bad for her all the time. I'd tell her, way back to class and lunch, don't don't go out and lose your virginity for these people. They're only making fun of you because they found out sex isn't all it's cracked up to be. It hurts and it's a very emotional thing. All that happens when you're done after a climax. That's the only good part about it, guys. When you're done, all there is guilt, self-loathing, and regret. You know, so all they want you to do is feel the pain that they're feeling, and they're jealous of you because you don't feel that, and that's why they give you a hard time. So please, stay a virgin. So to me, I can't be hypocritical about that. I just want to tell anybody that's still a virgin, stay that way. Trust me. I know you're gonna have to learn for yourself. You're probably not gonna listen to me, but damn, I've slept with 19 girls. And I regret all that shit. It hurts and it hurts them, and I know that I'm wrong because I've never forced any girl, but at the same time, manipulating them and talking them into it isn't that much better. And where am I going with this? I feel like there's so much wrapped up. You gotta slow way down to get it out. Man, yeah, I look up to every virgin because I wish at the same time I still was. You know, it doesn't devalue you. If you go out and have sex, you're still a good person. And just because you have done that doesn't mean you can't wake up tomorrow or wake up today and say that you're not going to do it anymore. But sex is a special thing because, it builds an emotional connection between two people. Say you spread that throughout 19 people. Dude, you belong to 19 people now. What kind of shit is that? You're not free. And not to mention, you know, sex is the only thing that you can give that person that nobody else can give you. Anything else, people can go buy for that person or make or whatever or say to them, but your body parts and your feelings and that connection is the only thing that nobody else in the world can give them, and that's why sex is supposed to be special. That's why it's always supposed to be shared between two people. And another thing, judgment goes kind of with this whole thing. A lot of people make fun of a lot of people for a lot of reasons, and I gotta say, I was one of them like biggest bullies. It sounds funny saying the word bullies, but I mean that's all there is to it. I was a total dick in school. I mean, we'd be in health class or whatever, watching the videos, about bully awareness and shit. People would, people in the video would be talking about how bullies act and everything, and 5 or 6 faces would turn and look at me, and I kind of laugh and stuff it off, but that's not the person I'm trying to be. You know what I mean? That's not how you want to be remembered. I mean, I guess what I want to say is everybody my whole life has told me, speak or think before you talk, and I never really got that. I didn't really care. I didn't pay much attention to the saying. It didn't mean much to me until one day one of my teachers, Miss Dollins, told me, count to 5 before you say anything, and maybe by the time you get to 5, you'll change your mind. So I actually started doing that, and it actually kind of worked. It gave my mind something to actually think about. And a few times I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't say that, you know? So try that. I'm challenging everybody who's still in school or everybody who's got people at work or whatever. Just try for one day not to be judgmental, not to make fun of anybody. See how far you get. And seriously think about it and be honest with yourself. When you do say something that hurts somebody else's feelings or whatever, because it happens everywhere. And no matter how cool of a kid you are in school, it happens to you too. You feel the same damn pain. So why do you want to cause that for somebody else? You know what I mean? See how far you get in the day before you go, oh shit, I fucked up. I already lost the challenge. You know what I mean? I can guarantee you in every single one of my school days, I probably didn't get past, you know, the beginning of first hour. I mean, that's how much of a dick I was, and I regret that. I really wish that just because you tell people things that they would actually do it, but everybody wants to learn from themselves and, make their own mistakes. And people like to make their own experience. And that's the thing, when people say, I've got experience, I can't always respect that because experience only means that this person has made mistakes and had to learn from it. So you can halfway respect it depending on what they're saying that you've got experience in, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's a lot I wanted to say. I guess it all kind of comes back to what I've said in all the other videos too. Is love and forgiveness, ask for it and just make sure you don't judge all these other people. There's a cool chapter in John chapter 8, a really, really cool story in there about a woman caught in adultery. And some religious people drag her into a temple where Jesus is speaking. And they try to catch Jesus, try to trick him into sinning. And they say, Jesus, we caught this woman in adultery. And the law of Moses commands us to condemn her and stone her. And Jesus thought for a minute and he knelt down and drew in the sand. And he looked back up and he said, okay, then stone her. But the first person who throws a stone better not have any sin. And just imagine that feeling around that when everybody starts to walk away. And then Jesus looks down at her and says, I do not condemn you. Go and sin no more. Damn. Sometimes I feel like I wish somebody had protected me from some of the shit that I grew up with and done that exact situation. But then again, I wish that I had actually been the one to protect some of the people that I made fun of. It's just another one of those things. It's just a vicious circle that's totally unnecessary. And you can put a stop to it. One person can make a stand. Just like those commercials, most TV is kind of bullshit, not good for your brain. But there are those commercials that show you scenes of like how people set a positive trend for the day. Like one person will stop the other person from walking out in the middle of the street and not getting hit by a car, and so that person will, then pick up some lady's papers who she dropped on the ground or something, and so on and so forth. You all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, seriously, challenge yourself. One day, pick a day, whatever. You ain't got to tell anybody you're doing it. See how far you get without making fun of somebody. And if you do, actually get through the whole day honestly without judging anybody, whether it be in your thoughts or outward when you voice it, then high five to you. You're a lot bigger person than I've ever been. But just recognize it when you do, and obviously we're gonna make mistakes. But people just ask for some forgiveness, or just be aware of it. I guess is probably the best and first thing you can do to stop it from happening again. But yeah, so remember that, people. Coming from me, sex and judging people really isn't as cool as it sounds like it could be. And that's it. Now go to school and figure this shit out for yourself.